Power doesn't make you a hero. It just makes you more powerful. Before we get into today's movie, this is part of my 25-day Christmas movie marathon where I'll be dropping a new review every single day this month. And today's movie is Chronicle, a movie that is criminally underrated. Chronicle follows three high school kids, Andrew, Matt, and Steve, who stumble across something in the woods that gives them telekinetic powers. At first, it's all fun and games. They're messing around, pulling pranks, testing their limits, but as their abilities grow stronger, so does the tension between them, especially with Andrew. The movie doesn't waste time trying to explain where the powers come from or what they're supposed to do with them. It just drops you into their lives and lets you watch what happens when ordinary teenagers suddenly have something extraordinary. And the more they use their powers, the clearer it becomes that not everyone can handle it. One of the things that makes Chronicle stand out immediately is the found footage style. It's easily the most impressive and refreshing part of the movie. You don't see many superhero stories told like this, especially not ones that actually commit to the format. The handheld cameras, the phone footage, the security cameras, all of it makes the movie feel weirdly grounded in reality. You're not watching some polished, CGI heavy blockbuster. You're watching three teenagers documenting their lives the way real teenagers do. And because of that, every moment with their powers feels way more dangerous. It turns superpowers into something that's actually scary, not just cool. And then there's Andrew's arc, which is one of the most memorable spirals from quiet kid to walking disaster that I've seen in years. He starts it as awkward and shy, someone who's clearly been pushed down his whole life, barely holding himself together. But once he gets these powers, the pain doesn't disappear, it grows within him. As he becomes stronger, the world doesn't suddenly become kinder. His trauma just has more room to breathe, and you can see all that bottled up anger start to slip through the cracks. And by the time the movie reaches its breaking point, you're not looking at a villain, you're looking at a kid who was drowning long before he ever learned to fly. And that's what makes his downfall hit so hard. It feels inevitable in the saddest way. Another thing I love is how genuinely the characters act. This feels exactly like what real teenagers would do if they suddenly got superpowers. They wouldn't rush off or save the city or become superheroes overnight. They'd goof off, prank people, break stuff, film everything for fun. And it's that authenticity that really sells the movie. The powers don't magically make them better people, they magnify who they already are. And that choice makes Chronicle feel less like your typical origin story and more like a documentary about teenagers who stumbled into something they don't have the capability of controlling. Now, I say this in every video, but not everything is perfect, so I'm going to talk about something I didn't really like or didn't work for me. The movie needed more runtime. Like, long story short, I wanted more. The ending was so fast but so emotional at the same time. It just needed to flesh it out a bit more, I feel like, but it's still amazing how it is. The final confrontation between Andrew and Matt is heartbreaking, but it happens so quickly that you barely have time to process it. A few more minutes to let the moment kind of breathe would have made it hit even harder, and it just would have added even more to the movie. Like, the whole final fight scene was phenomenal, but it just needed a little bit more runtime to hit those high keys and get it to the next level. Now, I kind of was yapping there, but you get what I'm kind of trying to say. And I kind of forgot about this movie along with Jumper and Push. If you want videos on those, let me know. I would love to rewatch those movies for you guys. But like I said, I kind of forgot about Chronicle until recently one of my friends reminded me about it. And I'm glad he did, because it gives me the chance to share my opinions on this movie with you guys. And you go into this movie just expecting some superpowers, but what you actually get is a layered movie with real and deep characters. And I also feel like it gives a good representation of what trauma can do to someone. Andrew powers don't corrupt him, they just give him an outlet for all the pain he is already carrying. And that's a pretty heavy concept for a found footage superhero movie, but the film handles it in a way that feels real, not peachy, not over the top, not look at this sad guy, let's make him strong. It's done in a way that you can understand and you get why what happens in the movie happened. They really killed it with Andrew's character in this movie. Now I want to talk about the best moment, or in my videos what I like to call the golden moment. And that moment is when Andrew floats the camera above the clouds. It's one of the few times in the movie where he looks genuinely happy. No abuse at home, no bullying at school, no pressure to be anything for anyone. Just him flying above the world, completely free. And it's such a simple, quiet moment, but it tells you everything about what he's looking for. Not power, not revenge, just peace. And the fact that he can't hold on to that feeling is what makes him spiral, and it's insanely tragic. And I kind of went over it before, but this movie isn't a superhero movie. It's more of a character study. The powers are just the lens through which you see who these kids really are. Some people like Matt and Steve have the support system and stability to handle it, but Andrew doesn't. And the movie doesn't shy away from showing what happens when someone who's already breaking finally gets the power to act on it. That's what makes Chronicle different from every other superhero origin story. It's not about becoming a hero, it's about what happens when you can't. And now, is this movie perfect? No, it's not, but it is absolutely worth the watch. I think out of the marathon, I enjoyed this movie a lot more than some of the others that I have reviewed so far. This is part of batch 2 that I'm currently making right now. So if you haven't seen it and it sounds like something you'd like, check it out. It's one of those movies that sticks. It's one of those movies that just kind of lingers with you. You're like, that was good. I want to watch that again. Thanks for watching today's review. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe. I'll be dropping a new video every single day for my 25-day Christmas movie marathon. Tomorrow's review is a big one, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. In the meantime, feel free to check on yesterday's video if you haven't already. And as always, stay curious. Let's keep the conversation going.